He arrived on a world unlike any other, a planet alive in ways he had never imagined. The sky glowed with strange colors, the forests breathed, and creatures both beautiful and terrifying roamed freely. It was a place where every leaf, every breeze, every heartbeat felt connected to something greater than himself. He came as an outsider, part of a mission to observe, to study, to understand, and ultimately to control. But the deeper he ventured, the more he realized that this world was not just a landscape to conquer. It was alive, intelligent, and infinitely more complex than any human could fully comprehend. Then he met them, a people unlike any he had known, tall, graceful, with eyes that seemed to see into his very soul. They moved with the rhythm of the land, their voices resonating like the song of the forest themselves. At first, he saw them as subjects, curiosities for research, but as he lived among them, he began to understand their connection to the world, how every action, every choice, every life was intertwined with the planet itself. He trained, he learned, he became one of them, body and mind, merging in ways that made him question everything he had once believed. He felt the pulse of the planet beneath his feet, the wind carrying whispers of wisdom, the life around him reacting to his very presence. And in that connection, he discovered something profound, that life was not something to dominate, but to honor, to protect, to fight for. Conflict came swiftly. Those who arrived with him did not share his newfound reverence. Greed, ambition, and a desire for control tore through the fragile balance of the world. Machines roared, weapons fired, and forests burned. The people he had come to call family were threatened, and the planet itself seemed to mourn. He could not stand by. He could not remain neutral. He had crossed the line from observer to participant, from outsider to defender. And so he fought, not for conquest, not for power, but for survival, for justice, for the preservation of life in its purest form. The battle was monumental. The land, the sky, and the creatures themselves became allies, joining in a struggle that was as much spiritual as it was physical. Every choice carried weight, every strike had consequences, and the outcome would decide not just who survived, but what kind of world would continue to exist. In the end, he faced a choice: to return to the life he had known, or to embrace the world that had taught him what it meant to truly live. The answer was clear. To protect what he loved, he had to become fully part of it, to let go of the past and step into a future bound to this living, breathing world. And as he did, the planet responded, vibrant, resilient, and full of life. The forest sang, the creatures roamed, and a people who had been threatened found hope once more. He learned that survival is more than existence. It is connection. It is understanding. It is the courage to stand for something greater than yourself. Because some worlds are not meant to be conquered. They are meant to be loved. And when love becomes courage, even the smallest individual can change the fate of an entire planet. Can you guess the movie?